Okay, so Rachel Fuda is first. I have to say that I did not like the dress from the still photos, but I thought it looked very chic and beautiful at the reunion. So she kind of looked like a little fairy, and she was really, really gorgeous. So Danielle walks in. I have to say, Miss Danielle, she looked stunning. She has a great upper body. Like, I love her shoulders, her toned arms. Like, I wonder if she does Pilates or yoga because, she has like very muscular arms, and I just thought she looked beautiful. And Margaret comes in. Margaret looks very classy, very chic. I love the dress. I like the color. I like her hair. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Margaret is carrying an orange envelope. So those are probably her receipts out of her arsenal for the reunion. I have to say that although I think that Jennifer Aiden looked really beautiful, her look was my least favorite. It was a little bit understated, a little bit rigid for Jennifer, I think. It tended, like, the look in itself tend to make her look a little bit older, in my opinion, but I did like her hair. So then Teresa walks in. I love the color of her jumpsuit. Although I don't really like seeing the underwear part, like it was a little too sheer in that area, but I think the corset is beautiful. So her hair is lighter. I love the bob. It's shorter. And one thing that I was thinking about, they say that women, they tend to cut their hair after, going through a major change. So maybe Teresa is manifesting through her hairstyle what she wants her future to look like for next season. I'm just saying. And then obviously Teresa can't help herself. She says, she had to make a little comment about the sitting arrangement and Margaret, on the opposite couch. And then Margaret, she completely ignores her, turns to Rachel Fuda and says, I didn't even say hi to her. So then Dolores walks in and she's making a statement, I think. A little bit of a statement. I don't know if she's trying to tell us that, wedding bells are in the works. But, she was wearing this bedazzled white dress, and then everyone was gasping like, oh, wow, you look beautiful. So then Teresa looks at her for a moment, doesn't say anything. She's probably thinking, I should have wore white instead since I just got married to Louis. I don't know, maybe Dolores felt like she was the queen this season because she took the ladies to the trip to Ireland, and the whole season had an Irish theme to it. So maybe. And the last one to enter was Mrs. G, Melissa Gorga. I have to say that out of all the looks, Melissa is my favorite. Like, her look is my favorite one, especially after seeing it live. When she walked in with that hoodie, she gave me confidence. She gave me heavyweight champion type of energy. So I have to say, I really, really love her look. So they're about to start taping, and then Juicy Joe calls in. It's kind of a funny moment because, it's kind of like the comedic relief that we need before the ladies start tearing into each other. So it's good that he called before blood gets drawn. So Andy does the intro, and Jennifer has a stiff neck. I think last BravoCon, Jennifer had a little bit of a stiff neck too. So I don't know what's going on there, but she seems to be getting those quite often lately. So Andy goes and he does what he does. He goes around, addresses the housewives individually. Then Teresa asks Andy to touch her chest and feel her heart. Teresa likes to do that. She's done this before at many reunions. She's like, touch my heart, touch my heart. She even did it to Caroline after the whole cookbook debacle. If you guys remember, she was saying, I don't condone my sons to open a strip car wash. She wrote that in her cookbook. And then when she was sitting down on the Porsche with Caroline, she was telling her, feel my heart, Caroline, feel it. Like, do you think I'm lying? Like, this is not good for me. Too much stress. You have to forgive me. And she also did that to Melissa at the Posh Fashion Show. season 4, just about, just about before, like just before Teresa was about to participate in the whole stripper gate thing with Kim D at the time. So they're in the washroom and Teresa says, feel my heart, okay? Now you feel it now. This guy, he says that you used to dance for him. So anyways, Teresa does a little bit of a prayer at the reunion, and then she says, please God, help me, be with me, namaste, right? So in one breath, Teresa says namaste. And then in the other breath, she says, after Andy says, oh, wow, those are some long nails that you have, right? And she says, yeah, just in case I need to get the claws out, right? So I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but Melissa chuckled. And you could tell, like, in my opinion, you can tell that Melissa is a little amused by Teresa's lack of maturity. Like, you could tell, like, she's like, oh my God, right? And Andy asked Teresa and Melissa what they wish to accomplish for this reunion. So Teresa says she wants to close the chapter and move forward. She's like, I want to close the chapter. I want to move forward. I wish her well. I wish her peace. More like peace out. And then Melissa says, I just want the truth to come out at this reunion, and I agree to closing the chapter in peace. That's what she says. So I have to say that I find Teresa's demeanor when she says this to Andy, like when she says, I want to move forward, I want to close this chapter, I wish her well, I find that quite amusing. It's almost like Teresa's telling Andy, well, not almost like, she's basically telling Andy what needs to happen in order for Miss Teresa to be happy on the show. Okay, she's like, yeah, I need to move forward. I wish you well. It's almost like Teresa saying to Melissa, goodbye, right? More on that later. I'll talk about that more later, but I just wanted to point that out. And if you guys notice too, when Teresa says this, everyone else's reaction on the cast, it's quite telling. If you look at Dolores's face, if you look at Danielle's face, Rachel Fuda, Margaret, like everyone, even Jennifer, they all look uncomfortable as Teresa is saying that. And maybe they're disappointed, maybe they're embarrassed by her behavior, I'm not sure, but their face is quite telling. So more on that later. So the first question, Teresa is ready to go, okay? She says she's deeply hurt by her family because they have hurt Louis, but she can't justify how. Melissa's like, how what did we do? Like, how? And then she's like trying to explain it, but there's really no way for Teresa to explain what Joe and Melissa have done to Louis this season. And then Melissa, she's ready. She's ready to go. She's like, it's more like, I've been hurt by the cheating accusations, like you did that. That's something specific, which is something that Teresa seems to have a problem doing, right? So you could tell this reunion that Melissa, she's just not going to take any more shit from Teresa, even if it's the last thing that she does.